are you thinking of moving to Daytona Beach, Florida, but you're not sure if you want to live on Beachside or Mainland? Well, that's what I'm talking about today, so you're going to want to stick around. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Veronica Edwards, full-time local realtor located right here in Central Florida. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you want to know everything about living, eating, playing, sleeping, and a little more about Daytona Beach, Florida, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Now, honestly, I get folks reaching out to me all the time that are looking to move here, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking of relocating or moving here, go ahead, give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, or even that singing telegram. However you choose to get a hold of me, just know I got your back moving here to Central Florida. Oftentimes, folks will ask me, hey Veronica, what's the difference between living on Beachside and living on Mainland? Well, let me tell you, there's plenty. A lot of folks either really like Beachside or really like Mainland, or you're kind of like me, maybe you like a little beach. So one of the main advantages of living on Beachside is, of course, you're close to the beach, if not on the beach. Pretty much anywhere from any home on Beachside, you'll often hear the ocean. It's just a nice, soft, white noise. If you live directly on the beach, you'll usually hear the waves crashing along the shoreline. It's 24/7, it never shuts off. I used to have a condo oceanfront right on the beach. Absolutely loved it. I think it put me to sleep every night. It's an amazing sound. Nothing like waking up from the 10th floor view and seeing the glorious ocean right out there and hearing the waves. That's a huge plus living on Beachside. Now, as far as restaurants and entertainment, there's plenty over there. Because you'll find Beachside is a little more touristy. Of course, you coming into Daytona Beach, you're gonna probably wanna see the beach, and why not stay over on the beach? So what a lot of locals even like to do is, because there's so many bars and restaurants all down the beach, is they'll go for a nice beach walk down the beach, and they'll just kind of bar hop along the way. Makes it for a lot of fun, and you don't have to worry about drinking and driving, obviously. Over in Daytona, on the Beachside too, you'll find it's more of like a melting pot. Let me explain. Where you have biker bars and beachgoers coexisting, along with some top shelf restaurants. It's just a nice mix. A broad range of people and places over on Beachside. Also on Beachside, we have a wonderful water park called Daytona Lagoon. When my kids were younger, I would take them there. I think they offered season passes, maybe $50, $75 a year. And we would just spend the day, maybe the whole weekend there. It would just be so much fun. I was probably at my thinnest weight back then, because running around the park with your kids, jumping in and out of the wave pool, hiking up those stairs to go down those big slides, it'd be an awful lot of fun. So my friends would come over, even if they didn't have kids. They're like, I'll come meet you. We just hang out for the day. It was so much fun. So that water park over there is a really nice bonus. And it's right over there by the boardwalk. So even if you're done with the water park, if you have any energy left, you can walk right across the street to the boardwalk and hang out there maybe for another lunch or a dinner or something, and take a walk down the beach or go play at the beach. Now, the cost of living here in the Daytona Beach area in general, when I say the Daytona Beach area, I'm usually referring from Ormond Beach all the way to Port Orange, Florida. I'm comparing this to your larger cities, say like Orlando and Jacksonville. I just feel it's super affordable here in this Daytona Beach area. But however, with that said, you're gonna pay a little bit more for a home on Beachside as compared to a home on Mainland, because you're so close to the beach. Also, your taxes most likely will be a little bit higher when you live right on the ocean or right on the river. So those are some things to consider. But remember, you're getting the home at probably a much better price than you can anywhere else. So if the taxes are a little bit more, I still think that's a deal. I like Beachside also. It gives you, it's that coastal feeling without all the expansion and traffic. It's a small town feel over there on Beachside in Daytona Beach. Now, one drawback also, if you do live on Beachside, Florida, we're known for a lot of hurricanes to come through. When we get those hurricane seasons, you're evacuating quite a bit. Normally on Beachside, they're the first to evacuate. Do some people stay? Yeah, they do. I think they're crazy, but they stay. That's completely up to them. I evacuate even if I live on Mainland. I'm out of here. But anyways, Beachside definitely always the first to get shut down. And once they close those bridges, it don't matter. They're not opening them, and they make that perfectly clear. So if you do decide to stay, you are locked down, and emergency help cannot even come to get you. I always highly recommend when they say evacuate, get out of town. Now on to Mainland. I personally have been living on Mainland for the last few years, and I really like it. I found the upkeep of things tend to rust a lot on Beachside. For example, you're going to paint the exterior of your home more often. Your AC life will only probably last about 6 to 7 years, where on Mainland, your AC could last up to 15 years. Also, I prefer to drive normally a high-end luxury car, and it can, even if you're not driving on the beach, it can still put a lot of wear and tear on your car. I've taken it to the mechanics before, and sand was actually inside my car, where on Mainland, you're not getting exposed as much. Even putting it in a garage, you're still gonna notice there's just nothing safe on Beachside. It helps. I would never own a nice car and park it outside. Definitely have a garage, or if you're fine with your car being parked outside, plenty do, that's okay too, but you are gonna notice it's gonna get rusty real quick. Now on Mainland, what you'll also find is, of course, the world famous racetrack. You'll also find plenty of golfing on Mainland and some of the most amazing restaurants. Daytona in general just has some really good restaurants. I cannot lie to you. There's some good eateries around here. Also, another perk of living on Mainland is if you like to travel a lot, like I do, you're closer to the interstate. It can oftentimes take you, once you hit the interstate, to get back over to Beachside, depending where you live, it could take an extra 30, 40 minutes. And when I've been working over in Orlando all day, cutting through that traffic on the way home was sometimes a little too much for me. I'm so much happier. I live on Mainland. I actually live real close to the interstate, and that's another big plus why I chose the house I'm living in currently. Now, Beachside does have a couple smaller hospitals, but you have your major hospitals over here. If that's a concern for you too, if you, for whatever reason, you make frequent trips to the hospital, or you maybe work at a hospital, the major ones are on Mainland. Even though if you are on Beachside, nothing's that far, maybe 15, 20 minutes. So it may not even deter you either way. And during hurricane season, you're probably going to be a little bit safer as far as not having to evacuate. Again, I still always evacuate because pretty much everybody's power goes out. You do get plenty of notice, so you just stop going to the grocery store, start eating what you already have, maybe buy a big cooler. I know a lot of people do generators. I just like to take off. I don't like living here in Florida, especially without air conditioning. It's super hot. And having no internet would probably be hard for me too. There's just lots of perks. I just get on out of town and I come back when it's safe, because a lot of my work I can do remotely, and we normally don't show houses during a hurricane, so that's okay too. Well, I hope this has been helpful in helping you determine if you would like to live on Beachside or Mainland. But in order to find your perfect home, your perfect location, you gotta give me a call, send me a text, or shoot me an email. However you wanna get a hold of me, know I got your back moving here to Central Florida. Until next time.